1-877-48326. So again, Sports Biz Today every day, 12 noon Eastern Time, right here, CRN Digital Talk.
Sports Biz Today.
It's the PM show on CRN Digital Talk Radio with the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
Thank you so very much. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we're at 74,089, peering down at the blue sphere, checking out liberalism, spotting it when it pops up. You can see very clearly from up here. Liberalism, equality over responsibility. We're 2 weeks out from the first debate. What can we expect? What do you think is going to happen? We're in the Arab Spring. We're also in the Obama Spring here in America. Remember, it's a cookbook, you idiot. It's a cookbook. And that is the fact that everything that Barry is serving up, everything you're seeing from the mainstream media, every single thing you're seeing is not an accident. It's purposeful. Barack Obama has everything going his way after 4 years. America is stuck right where he wants it to be. Remember, you know, when you want to, I hate to say this, when you want to kill the baby, you know, there's a process that you go through in order to do that. And he's got his hand firmly placed over the mouth of America, and his intention is to suffocate us. And that's what he's doing. Everything's going along beautifully. That's why he's so arrogant and nonchalant. He's got the press doing his dirty work for him, and he's doing it in this instant. They are doing it in this instance with Mitt Romney. And it's interesting that when Mitt comes out with a comment that he came out with about the 47% who don't pay taxes and defining them so clearly as he did, it's interesting how the mainstream media handles it, how threatened they are and how they turn it back and how the tone of their voice changes. It's telling Mitt that, are you sure? Why would you want to say something like that? Are you sure that you're talking correctly? And it's really Kafka's nightmare. It's really a shock corridor, and it's really the insanity of government eroding the common sense, reason, truth, and what is self-evident. It is a communist, socialist, evil virus that is attacking a Christian country. It's Western civilization up against the devil. And that's what you have. Anything short of that, the reasoning is you're making a big mistake, folks. We're 2 weeks away to the first debate. What can we expect? We've just heard a soundbite from Mitt Romney, a fundraiser event in Florida, as he is commenting on the 47% who aren't paying taxes. This next soundbite is Mitt explains the differences in campaigns and supporters. It's about a minute and a half long. Give it to me, Tommy.
There's a very different approach of the two different campaigns. As I point out, I recognize that among those that pay no tax, approximately 47% of Americans, I'm not likely to be highly successful with a message of lowering taxes. That's not as attractive to those who don't pay income taxes as it is to those who do. And likewise, those who are reliant on government are not as attracted to my message of slimming down the size of government. And so I then focus on those individuals who I believe are most likely to be able to be pulled into my camp and help me win the 51 or 50.1% that I'd need to become the next president. This is, of course, something I talk about a good deal in rallies and speeches and so forth, which is the president and I have very different approaches to the future of America and what it takes to ignite our economy and put people back to work. The president believes in what I've described as a government-centered society. And I happen to believe instead in a free enterprise, free individual society where people pursuing their dreams are able to employ one another, build enterprises, build the strongest economy in the world. I happen to believe that my approach is the approach that will put 23 million people back to work again. We've watched the results of the president's approach over the last 3.5, 4 years, and his government-centric, larger and larger government approach has meant that we have 15 million more people on food stamps, 23 million people out of work or stopped looking for work or underemployed. We have had 43 straight months with unemployment above 8%. And my view is that the right approach for our nation is not to adopt a government-centered approach, but instead a free people, free enterprise, free market, consumer-driven approach, and that will build the strongest economy for ourselves and for the coming generations.
He could talk to me for days like that. That guy makes more sense right there in that minute and a half or whatever than anything I've heard him say. It's exactly what's going on. $15 million people on food stamps, 23 million people out of work, 43 straight months of unemployment above 8%. It's time to do something different, folks. I mean, come on. This guy, Barack Obama, may be a nice family man or whatever, but he doesn't know how to run a country.
Well, not only that, Truth. As I say, I told you folks to listen to the tone of voice. Now, Mitt Romney is a very nice man. Got a great family. But you're here now. People are going to be watching and listening. Substantively, he's 100% correct. This is the difference between the two people.
Right.
What I want from him is less of an apologetic tone.
I agree.
I want more of a emphatic statement of fact. I want a little bit of a little bit of salt. Goes a long way in the soup, as they say. But I want a little bit more. I'm fed up. America's fed up, and the fact is, you're incompetent and you got to go. The theme here is what is the right level of discourse between now and the next three debates, and certainly the election. I want to hear something about the Constitution, about the freedoms we're losing, about the poor education we're getting because of liberalism. I want him to go off on liberalism. I want him to just tell people who are sitting there waiting, why should I vote for Mitt Romney? I want him to explain to them, the reason you have to vote for me is because you have a constitutional republic. You must have a constitutional republic to go forward to be free. The reason that we're in this position is because we are being destroyed and overtaken by the government and by all of the government sanctions that have been put in place, which are taxes, and we got to get the government small again. And here's how I would do that. So this has to be an education for a lot of people in this country. They're waiting to hear it, and we just certainly hope that Mitt can take this fundraising event and capitalize on it. We're going to come back with more Mitt.
It's the PM Show Weekend Edition, CRN Digital Talk Radio. Email Fred Dreyer at incoming@crni.net.